Don, good morning.
Good morning.
To see you again.
Hey,
How are
Jim.
you? How are
Doing
you?
fine.
This is Don Bavoldo from Walden Business. Don, tell us about your company and what you guys do.
Jim, first, thanks for the opportunity to have us out today. Walden Businesses is a 18-year-old mergers and acquisitions firm. We got our start here in the local Atlanta area in small business, working on kind of Main Street transactions and in a business, the business brokerage industry, that's known for taking the shortcuts. Walden has built a reputation as one of the largest, most professional business brokerages in the Southeast. And as we successfully completed transaction after transaction in the first 10 years of our history, we objectively decided to grow the business, to look at working on larger, more challenging transactions in terms of the size and sophistication of the clients we serve. And I think it speaks volumes about Walden Businesses in that professionals, CPAs, attorneys, M&A folks around the Metro Atlanta area have continued to refer larger transactions to us over the years, so much so that we've started an independent practice group focused on middle market transactions, generally a minimum of $2 to $3 million in value to $40 million in value. And on the M&A front, that's a marketplace that's very much underserved. The bigger investment banks won't take the time. They are not set up. They have too much overhead to focus on a $10, $15, $20 million valuation business. Well, as that practice group got started, Jim, we also noticed that some of the same folks that we were selling larger, well-established businesses to in the $15, $20 million valuation range, these high net worth investors, private equity groups, and even corporate clients also had divisions or had an interest in startup and venture capital. And with that success on M&A, in the last year and a half, we've had an opportunity to start what we call a corporate finance group that focuses on angel capital raise.
Well, that's exciting, and it sounds like you're saying that obviously the well is not completely dry. We certainly get a lot of access to clients that are individuals. They're just starting out, and certainly companies that have been around. Maybe they have an internet business that's selling fairly successfully. They need more money. And you read things, you hear things on TV, look at the newspaper, and Silicon Valley, what's going on out there, but it seems to me like that there's opportunity for small startups and growing companies that especially have great profit potential. So certainly it sounds exciting to know that you guys are willing to look at those types of opportunities. For people that contact Slingshot and our firm, what we often run into, Don, and you see this all the time, is that there's always a need for money. It doesn't matter if someone's just starting out with an idea or somebody's doing $5 or $10 million in revenue. They've got a great established business selling products to the big retailers like Target and Costco and all those big guys, but they don't know how to grow their business. They don't have the money to properly fund the business. Maybe they need to hire bigger and better people for their business to expand. Maybe they need to have an additional location, and they often don't really know where to turn. They often will go to their bank, and the bank is too busy, and it's too bureaucratic, and they get confused with all the forms, and it's nice to know that there's a company here locally that's serving the Southeast, where a lot of our client base is from, that can look at opportunities that can help these small startup companies. I think the big thing, Don, that I think people really want to learn about is when a company is up and running. So if I have somebody, Don, that I bring to you, and they're doing $500,000 or $1 million in sales, which is a lot for an individual or a startup, but it's really not a lot in the business world. And I look at their financials and I say, wow, Don, I got a great company here. They're doing well. Great business, great product, a lot of demand, a lot of interest, high margin product for both themselves and the retailer. What's the process? I mean, does that person come to me, and certainly you have a screening process, which is probably too lengthy to get into in detail, but what's the process for a company like Slingshot to introduce a company to you in terms of potential?
Well, first off, we'd love to have a first read from you and Slingshot on, what you think about the company, and if you think it has a lot of potential to scale. I think that's the number one priority that we look for when we review a business plan and meet a management team. Is this a scalable product?